Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm S. Maxine Fisher, an author, fiber artist, and queer parent of one who loves to crochet plushies. And today I have a special video for you guys. I'm going to come on and review a yarn that you have probably never heard of before at the time of me releasing this video. It is called Lion Brand Posh Twist. I want to see if this is going to be a viable duplicate for Big Twist Posh, aka Loops and Threads Posh Purl, that is being now released through Michaels. At the time of me releasing this video, I actually have a good library of Posh Purl built up because I find that it's really good for certain ones of the plushies that I make. However, the issue where I am challenged is with the color palette. So I feel like at this time Posh Purl has a lot of like smoothie bowl colors, which are absolutely beautiful. They've got one in every color of the rainbow, and that hits, you know, most of the big needs for me. What Posh Purl has in bright colors, it kind of lacks in neutrals. So we have your basic black and white and a chocolate brown, but that's kind of it. And when I go to make things that maybe need like a diversity of skin tones or simply just a neutral color to kind of bring it down to it, like bring the saturation down a little bit, I struggle because black, white, and chocolate brown are not cutting it for me. So enter Lion Brand Posh Twist. I first saw this on a Facebook ad from Lion Brand, and I realized I had to check it out. Unfortunately, although Michaels does stock Lion Brand, I found that they did not have it up on their website yet. It was not available to purchase through my local Michaels, which is kind of the only local yarn shop I have. So I turned to the World Wide Web and went to Lion Brand's website. I did find that, like many independent yarn sellers, like, you know, maybe if you guys are familiar with Premier Yarns, you can buy it directly from the manufacturer. So I went ahead and I bought 3 skeins of Posh Twist to review and share with you guys, and hopefully help me make some of my cauldron stress balls. So I will show the box. Spoilers, I did open this up before unboxing it because I was trying to figure out what I had. I have so many Amazon orders coming in for my business. We're going to go ahead and unbox this today, review it, and see how it works and holds up to Big Twist Posh. So here we are. I don't know if you guys can see. I got 3 skeins. This is the color Glowworm. And I got 2 browns. I'm super excited about these. I got Brown Butter and Croissant. I do remember the name of this one. Like, I feel like these are both really good skin tones. Let's see if I can extract the chocolate. Yeah. So this is Posh Purl. That is the lightest brown that they have. That's the only brown they have, which is problematic if I'm making something like my mermaids up here, which require, you know, human-like skin tones. I really wanted to make a line of merfolks that represent different genders, that represent different people of different colors, different races and profiles, so I can make kind of these customized merfolks. So I'm really glad I have these 2 colors to work with. Let's take a look at Glowworm and see how this holds up, because I want to use this for my cauldron stress balls. Right away out of the box, ooh, I feel like this is really soft. I really like the texture. To me, it feels like Posh Purl, except like, I don't know, it feels more uniform, if that makes sense. I'm going to hold it up next to, this is Posh Purl, and this is Posh Twist. So this is Posh Purl in egg yolk. Why does it say bright yellow? This is not bright yellow. This used to be egg yolk. I don't know what Loops and Threads is doing. They're relabeling everything. So right away, it looks identical. The skeins look the same size. They are both, okay, let me get a weight on them. They're both 200 grams. They're both 213 meters or 233 yards, 7 ounces. So the measurements are the same. Exactly. And that's really good because that tells me that the yarn is probably going to be the same weight throughout. And that's what it looks like. So let's take a piece out. See if I can get a good center pull. my word, I haven't gotten a center pull that good in years, you guys. All right, I really like this. It feels durable. This feels like Posh Purl, but it feels maybe a little bit softer. And I hope that doesn't jam me up, because something really unique about Posh Purl is that it is its density. But no, I'm like feeling it. Hang on. Okay, I'm like feeling the two yarns, and they actually feel the same to me. They feel very, very similar. Let's get a piece out and test it for comparison. All right, here is Posh Purl up against Posh Twist. The orange is Posh Purl, the green is Posh Twist. They really look exactly the same. I'm really, really happy with this. So I'm gonna crochet something with this and see how that comes out. All right, folks, coming on to show you the difference between the two. Here is a piece crocheted with Posh Purl in the orange and Posh Twist in the green. I have not gotten that good a match on yarn ever when I've attempted to match yarns. So this is a really, really good match in terms of size. So the good part is this is a viable duplicate in which I can substitute some Posh Twist for some Posh Purl if there's a color that I don't have, and be able to mix and match them, and they should work up the same. Here's the bad. I did find that Posh Twist was rougher to work with. This felt more like, I don't know, you ever gotten I wouldn't compare it to getting a batch of sticky yarn, but it does feel like it's a different yarn. It feels a little drier on the hook, whereas this slides better. I feel like one thing I love about Posh Purl is it's kind of supple and springy. It's got that glide, and this kind of lacked a little bit of the glide, not entirely, but I did kind of get some squeak squeak on the hook, and it was just feeling a little harder to maneuver. So overall, like, I feel like I would crochet just a little bit slower working with this as opposed to this. If I were to rate Posh Purl a 10 out of 10 for workability, I would rate this maybe an 8 out of 10. It's still really good. In terms of the size, this is a 10 out of 10 as a size match for Posh Purl. Durability. Let's do a snap test on both of these. Here's my yarn for the snap test. I got a piece for each. So I'm going to pull on Posh Purl and see how easily it breaks. Okay, so both of them did break under some pressure, but I feel like they were equal. Neither of them just fell apart. Neither of them produced more than just a little tiny bit of fluff, which is typical of kind of your blanket yarn. I don't see a whole lot of shed. Oh, this is, okay, let's see how much this sheds. So for the shed test, I'm going to actually clip the ends with my yarn cutter. Clean it up. All right, let's see. I'm just going to pull on these kind of with equal pressure. Both of them are passing the shed test. Like, look, I'm pulling on the edge, the cut end of the yarn, and I'm not getting anything. So it's not unraveling. It's not shedding. Yeah, these are both a very good quality yarn. I'm very happy with this purchase. Now let's talk about two additional factors: color palette and accessibility. The color palette of Posh Twist appears to be the same color palette that we had with Big Twist Posh back when it was made by Joann's. I will put a screenshot up on the screen. This is the color palette that you have. They're kind of a lot of, it has a good variety, a lot of neutrals. I feel like these are good for making like human and animal plushies. Whereas here is the color palette for Posh Purl at Michael's. You can see we have a good variety of colors. They're mostly very brilliant, vibrant colors, which I like. I feel like these are good for making rainbow plushies that have like need a pop of color, that have a bright, like a bright color offset. And I just really like them. I feel like they I feel like they coordinate together well. The good thing is that you now have 2 different color yarns to work with. Let's talk about accessibility. Michael's, for me, in a not rural area, is about 15-20 minutes away. I have multiple stores accessible to me, and they usually have a couple skeins of each color in stock. If one doesn't, then another will. So for small projects, I can usually run to my local Michael's, use a coupon, and get a skein of Posh Purl for a good, affordable price. Posh Purl runs for $9.99 a skein at Michael's, but there is always a sale going on that's anywhere from 20 to 40% off. So that takes it from like $7.49 down to like even, you know, $6.49, maybe $5.99 a skein, depending on their mood of the day. So you can usually get a good deal on Posh Purl locally, and I can get it the same day if I need it for a project, and that's really, really important. Buying in bulk is a little tougher. You can sometimes get yarns in bulk from Michael's. In my experience, they take about a week to a week and a half to get to you. Posh Twist. Here's the date that I purchased it from Lion Brand directly. They did ship it out quite soon afterwards, and I received it today, which is Monday, February 2nd. It took about a week to a week and a half to arrive. And I feel like that was a pretty decent turnaround for yarn. I did kind of feel like I was waiting for a long time. So I had to put a project on hold while I waited for this yarn to come in. And I actually have forgotten what project I bought this for besides for the cauldron. I think it was not a raccoon. I wanted to make a snuggler version of my red panda. And I wanted some different browns to work with. So it did take a little while to arrive. I would put this kind of on the same level as like Premier yarns, where you get it and you just kind of set it and forget it and come back to your project when you get the yarn in. The other thing is the shipping. So I feel like it was, I think it was $9.99 for shipping to receive this purchase. And I did use a coupon that was available on the site that gave me a discount off the yarn purchase total. So I didn't get free shipping, but I did get something knocked down a little bit. So all in all, it cost me about $9.99 a skein to purchase this yarn. I did not see an option on Lion Brand's website to buy yarn in larger quantities for free shipping. That's something I would love to see if they don't plan on offering it through a local retailer like Michael's. So all that being said, I think this is a viable duplicate for Posh Purl. It's not going to be my #1 go-to yarn just because of the cost and the wait time. I do want to have some in my library, but I think that I will keep in the back of my mind that if I need to use this in any large quantity that I don't already have, that I should increase my production time to account for ordering and make sure that I am pricing my work accordingly so that I'm not getting jammed up when it comes to buying the yarn, because it's definitely going to be a full price purchase. I hope you enjoy this review, and comment down below if you've worked with Posh Twist before, if you recommend it, or any tricks that you have to obtaining it. Updates on maybe getting it from a local retailer would be great. And if I find out anything about where Posh Twist will be available at, quicker than buying direct from the manufacturer, I will definitely post an update and let you know. Thanks for watching my channel. If you like this video, click that like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!